Another edition of Sports Spinal Overtime alongside Julia Costa. I'm Dane Richardson, junior libero for the Ithaca Volleyball team. Having a fantastic season so far, Julia. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
And over 20 digs, I believe, in 8 matches so far this year. So what's really built to all the success for you this year?
Definitely my teammates, like just having their support in this. Like this is my first year playing libero for this team, and like just stepping into the role, like they've made it so much easier.
Let's go all the way back to high school. When you were looking at schools, trying to find where you wanted to go to college, why did it end up being here on the South Hill?
Yeah, I mean, when I first had my visit, like I immediately knew I was in the right place. I came and watched them play for a couple of games, and like I loved watching them. They're a very competitive team. Meeting Coach Dolfer, like I just knew it was the place for me.
And was there a moment for you, Julia, when you knew that, hey, I can do this, whether it was playing club or in high school, that you knew you could play at the collegiate level?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've always been a competitive person in my life, and so in high school, I played competitive in club, and like just the atmosphere, I loved it.
And you're in the back row, obviously, you're the libero, and second in the Liberty League in digs per set. You have over 4% in conference play so far this season, and you really seem like you're the captain of that back row as the libero, which is what they're supposed to do. So how do you deal with that big job?
Yeah, definitely. Like every coach that I've ever had told me that the libero has to be like the loudest and the biggest person on the court, and I've definitely embraced that this year more. And again, like the support of my teammates and everyone just kind of firing each other up, it makes it such an easy job to do.
And coming into this season, Julia, you said this is your first year as the starting libero for the Bombers. Did you have any personal goals coming into this year?
To be honest, not really. Like I'm kind of someone that just really stays focused on like the team goal that we have. We have a lot of team goals, and like the individual accomplishments just come after that.
You mentioned the team goals, though. What are the team goals, and what's the potential for this team? You guys are, what is it, 18, 19-4 now?
Yeah. We definitely have a lot. Right now, our main goal is Liberty League, obviously, because it's coming up. And then after that, just taking it one step at a time every time for the NCAA tournament, just taking it all the way, see how far we can go. It's a really exciting thing to think about.
Now, something I'm going to mention, what's a bigger momentum changer, a big dig, which I'm sure you might say because you don't block, or a big block, because I know you got players like Aleka Darko in the middle, Leila Chapepo, like so many different players that can come up big, but what's the biggest momentum changer?
For me, definitely, like I get really hyped when I get a really big dig, but like it's also just really fun celebrating like a monster block on the right side like once in a while. Like it's great.
Now, who motivates you the most, or what motivates you?
My whole team, like the energy, like even during practices, it's great. And like someone gets a really good play, like we all celebrate each other. It just motivates us to want to do even better the next play.
You've talked a lot about your team so far. How close is this team? Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I was there at the Tuesday 5-set win over William Smith, and you guys seemed together the entire way, even though you went down 2-1. So how close is this team?
Every day I feel like we're getting closer, especially during that game. That really did show how much we have trust in each other, how much we love each other, how we're willing to fight for each other to win the game, no matter whether we're 2 sets down, 2 sets up. Just like the love that we have it's amazing.
8-1 in 5-set matches this year. That's an incredible stat. Why is this team so good when it comes down to the wire?
I just think that it goes back to how much we like trust each other, how much we care, how much we like stay composed under pressure. Because we've been through it so many times, like it doesn't really feel that much pressure anymore. So it's a really good feeling to go in a 5th set with this team, knowing that we got each other's back.
Now because you the lead passer back there, do you ever feel any pressure once it gets to 5 sets?
I don't. I mean, like the heat of the moment again, it's kind of like really exciting. In a 5th set, it's always really exciting because it's a shorter match. But like no, I really don't.
Now, something I want to mention is the hidden opponent for mental health awareness with athletes. So tell me a little bit about that.
So the Hidden Opponent's a non-profit organization for college athletes and high school athletes. And basically it's just spreading awareness for mental health in athletes. And for me personally, like growing up being an athlete my whole life, like I've struggled a lot with my mental health. And so just like being a part of this community of other athletes who went through the same thing, it's really good to know that other people have your back.
Now, how did you get involved in the Hidden Opponent? What did you do? Did you do anything over the summer that made you stand out or anything? And what made you really want to push yourself into that?
Yeah, so this summer I actually follow them on Instagram, and they post something about like filling out a questionnaire if you wanted to be a campus captain, and I immediately signed it. I was like, I want to do this. Like, I want to make a difference, not only to myself, but the community around me, the other athletes, my team. And so I found out in like the end of August, early September that I got accepted, and it was like one of the best things in the world to find out.
And my last question for you, Julie, is how far can this team go?
We have so much potential, and it makes me so excited to think about every day we're getting better. Every day everyone wants to be better, and so I think we can go really far.
Julia, thank you so much for the time. This has been another edition of Sports Final Overtime.